Hey, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Snowy morning on the eastern side of Lower Michigan and the northeast corner of Lower Michigan, and occasional spurts of snow on the west side, a little snowier on the northern side. So we've got a lot to get to, how much snow and where you'll encounter it. Some parts of Michigan will be fairly safe to travel in today. Some parts will be really quite treacherous. And if you have any travel questions, just let me know. So we'll break it down by radar sector. Here is where the heaviest snow is right now, and actually it's coming through the eastern part of Saginaw and Bay County over toward Vassar and the Carroll area, coming off of the bay. Yeah, this is some enhancement from Lake Huron as a disturbance moves southward, and you can see the snow making in bands through Flint, and eventually it's going to be heading down toward Detroit and into Ann Arbor as far as picking up a little bit, but the oomph will be weakening as it gets that way, so you won't get quite as heavy of the snow bands as just to the north. So that whole area is pretty much a snowy travel. Now, in the northeast, there's been 4 to 5 inches reported in Alpena and toward the Tawas area, and still bursts of snow coming. And then also, like I said, from Traverse City northward, this is kind of an area of pretty solid snow also. And let's look at the southwest corner. Lesser amounts. There are some patches of snow, some of it's lake effect, and it's more isolated and bursty and not quite as heavy. I like that, Francis. La, la, la. I'm not listening. La, la, la. Okay, so right now these are where the warnings are in effect. Winter storm warning in effect for Tuscola, Huron, Sanilac County, and then winter weather advisories. I maybe disagree a little bit because Bay, Saginaw, Genesee County, Lapeer County, maybe down toward Detroit will be probably on the winter weather criteria, or at least I guess I should say the roads will be like that. Now, here's the difference between today's snow and the last couple of days' snows. Today it's about 25 to 28 degrees, and the clouds and the precipitation are thick enough to keep the sun down. So today the snow does not melt off the roads. You need salt on there and plows. So the last couple of days it's been snowing almost all day in places, a couple of inches, and the roads have remained wet. That will not be the case today. You are going to have to encounter winter driving conditions, and if you don't want to drive in it, you have to wait until tomorrow, which won't be much help because it won't be snowing, but it won't be warm either. It'll take all day to get to 32 degrees, and it'll start at 20 in the morning. So here's the radar forecast. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And again, you can see it's mostly a thumb snow today, and down into the Detroit area where the accumulating snow will be. And then the snow up in the north will still be around, but it'll start to take on more of a scattered nature. Okay, we're at noon and still snowing in the thumb, not in the southwest. So if you're traveling this way, it's better. If you're traveling this way, you've got increasingly nasty conditions the farther east you go. And let's see here. Let's go to 3 o'clock this afternoon. Here's a lake effect band on the eastern part of the thumb, but the snow generally breaking down to lighter. Denise wants to know about Pontiac. You're going to get into the lighter snow, and I think you would say probably an inch or two possible during the day today, but you won't be in the heaviest. Here's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and the snow winding down. And then as we go into the night, isolated bands of lake effect could develop on the west side of the state. Not something that's real widespread, but small areas, 5 miles or so. Hey, good morning, Mark Wendland. I know you're probably thinking, when do we get farming? Hey, take a vacation, buddy, for a couple of weeks because it still looks colder than normal. Here's the snowfall total for today off of this model. And what you're seeing right here is an area of 2 to 4 inches. And I would say that's probably pretty good. There could be a 5th or a 6th inch in Tuscola, Huron, Sanilac County. And then as you get to Saginaw, I would still call it 2 or 3 inches because it's snowing pretty vigorously in Saginaw. And Flint, maybe 2 inches or so. And then as you get down into Detroit and Ann Arbor, this is probably a little on the light side. So I would say 1 to 2 inches and a spotty inch or so on the west. When's the best time to shovel today near Chesaning? Well, you're probably going to be done with the accumulating snow by mid-afternoon. And he wants to know, how about the drive home from Michigan Tech today? Dry conditions across most of the UP, and then this is morning snow, so it should be drying out, and then down to the south. So you're not going to have a great drive, but you're not going to have a terrible drive the whole way. Sumter Township, you got to remind me where that is, Trent. I'm not really familiar. Here's the total snowfall map today. 2 feet in Greenbush. I don't know if you're funning me, but it's possible there because you've had quite a bit of snow here recently as the storms have kind of all backed up from the north and east into our area. What time should you shovel in Saginaw? I would wait until this afternoon. Marlette, you're in it. You're in another 2 to 4 at least. Flakes are pretty big. Will Adrian get anything? I would say less than an inch, probably, okay? And Greenville should be less than an inch also. Southwest Wayne County, probably 1 to 2 inches through the afternoon and evening. Royal Oak, you might get some of this drift down and get 2 or 3, but probably at least 1 inch or so. Sturgis, no, just an inch or so. Lansing and Owasso will be out of the significance, so an inch or less, I would call it there. Howell, yeah, Howell, you probably think you're a snow target because every snow has been super heavy for you the last 3 times. Howell, I'd say an inch or so. And Midland, you're probably 1 or 2 inches. You're kind of on the edge of this area of snow in the thumb. Brighton, you're probably 1 or maybe 2 inches. In Upper Michigan, not much in the western half, nothing, and light amounts in the eastern half. Kalamazoo, Rhonda Summers wants to know, I wouldn't expect anything significant, inch or less, and then some of that lake effect could form. So flying in Grand Rapids from Florida, I don't think you're going to have any problems because Grand Rapids knows how to handle an inch or 2. When will it stop in Tawas? You're probably going to be late afternoon before it stops in Tawas. Van Buren County won't have much snow today, but then you could get into that lake effect band and get spotty areas of an inch or 2. In Deckerville, you're right in the heart of the snowstorm. You're going to have another 2 to 4 inches, so you're probably getting total up about 10 from last night through tonight. The Flint area, I would call it another 1 or 2 inches or snow. Belleville, not a whole lot. And good morning from Bay City. St. Clair, you're going to be probably in the 1 to 3 inch range, at least 1 and maybe up to 3. In Saginaw, it's the farther east you go in Saginaw, the more you get. The farther west, the less you get. In Millington, you're right into the heavy snow. Another 2 to 4 inches today after what you got overnight. Washtenaw County, Ann Arbor, I don't think you're going to have a whole lot. You might get 2 inches, but probably 1 inch. All right, so here we go, folks. Someone's asking about Brooklyn. Brooklyn, you should be light, less than an inch also. So the story today is the thumb, a nasty weather situation. Northeast, pretty nasty. As you work your way westward, conditions improve. If you're driving toward Chicago, eventually you'll get into decent driving conditions. And unfortunately, I didn't get to include anything about a warm-up because it looks like the next 10 days will generally be cooler than normal, I'll let you know as soon as I see a pattern change. All right, take care. I'm going to sign off. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Be safe on the roads. Have yourselves a great day.